Hey guys, it's Roha here, and I'm just going to go over today a little weapon guide, seeing how one of the biggest debates since the game has come out for Demon Hunters is which weapon is better. And it comes down to a bow, a two-hand crossbow, and a one-hand crossbow. This has been a huge debate since the game's come out, so I thought I'd try to clear up a few questions about them, and maybe this can help you choose which weapon you want to use. And keep in mind that really there isn't technically a better choice between the three, but it really comes down to playstyle and preference, and you'll see why once I go over everything. Alright, first I'll give you a quick rundown of the three weapons here. The bow has very fast attack speed. It's 1.4 attacks per second, which is very awesome for our Demon Hunters. With archery, the passive skill, it gives you a 15% bonus with a bow, which is honestly, in my opinion, the best choice for archery is the bow. That skill is just clutch. That's just raw, 15% raw damage. The bow is the coolest looking weapon you can put on your Demon Hunter. He just looks badass with the bow, which is huge in my books. Alright, the two-handed crossbow is a personal favorite of mine. It crits like a frickin' tank. With archery, it gets an extra 50% bonus crit damage, and it's just got a very strong attack. The downside of the two-handed crossbow is it doesn't look as cool as the bow, and also it's very slow. It's 1.1 attacks per second, which just kind of sucks, especially if you're a tank or something like that and you're looking for life on hit and stuff like that, and mobility is key with the attack speed. But the two-handed Xbow is really fun against bosses and stuff, and you can just do those huge spike damage against them. Alright, the one-handed crossbow is probably the most versatile weapon a Demon Hunter can use. It's great for tanks because it's got a very fast attack speed. It's the fastest of the three bows. It's got 1.6 attacks per second is the base stat. You can hold two of them if you feel like it. You know, you can even get faster with that, more life leech and stuff like that. You can also use a shield with it, so it's perfect for tanks. And it also is technically, mathematically here speaking, it is technically, with two one-handed crossbows perfectly rolled, that's the highest DPS in the game for a weapon. Like, say they both have their 200 or their 100 base crit damage, they have the open socket, the 300 dex each, with perfect emeralds in each. It will give you the highest DPS in the game. I've yet to see it happen, but anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in just in case a couple of sharks out there looking to get the highest DPS. A downside of a one-handed crossbow is that their hits aren't as strong as the other two bows. They hit for the least damage. I guess attack speed kind of makes up for it, but they also rip up your hatred pretty bad. They just eat through your hatred because they're so fast. So that's a downside of the one-handed crossbow. Alright, now when you're choosing your weapon, one of the most underestimated factors when choosing it is the consistency of each weapon. The two-handed crossbow has the smallest damage range out of the three, and so that means it's the most consistent. The bow actually has the widest damage range, which means it's going to hit the least consistent out of the three bows. The minimum damage is actually around half of the minimum damage of a crossbow. So what that means is one of your shot, when you're shooting with your bow, one shot, you can only hit for 10k damage. Next shot you're going to hit for 100k damage. Next shot you're going to crit for 20k damage. Next time you're going to crit for 200k damage. It's just random, right? You never know when you're going to get a huge crit, and so it's the least consistent. The one-handed crossbow is somewhere right in between. It is so it's middle. The damage range is it's still got a wide damage range, just not as wide as the bow, and so it's I'd say it's in the middle, closer to the bow though than it is to the crossbow. Also keep in mind when you're choosing a weapon for a Demon Hunter, I believe ranged weapons actually have 4 random stats. Can get up to 4 random stats, and the 4 stats you want on that bow will be dexterity, bite, critical hit damage, and open socket. I mean, that gets expensive when you have all 4, but those are the top. If you're looking for the top tier bow, those are the stats you want. I believe dexterity and vitality can get up to 300. I've seen them go as high as 300 You can get both 300 dex on them. Crit damage naturally on the bow, I believe is the perfect stat is 100. I've never seen it maxes out at 100. Open socket is perfect for getting that extra. You can get a max up to 100 extra crit damage with an emerald inside. So that's the perfect stats for the bow if you're looking for that kind of stuff. That's pretty much the basics that I can think of right now. If you guys have any other questions and stuff, just comment below. And also keep in mind when you're choosing your weapon that it is the most, it's the biggest part of all your gear. So you want to spend the majority of your money on your weapon because it's going to be your biggest DPS boost by far, and it's your most vital piece of equipment as a demon hunter. And one more thing I forgot to mention is cold damage. A lot of people don't realize it, but when you're choosing your bow or your crossbow or whatever, the stat, if it says that it has bonus cold damage or whatever like that on the stat, that actually is cold damage. It will slow opponents, and which is friggin' awesome. It's perfect for a demon hunter. So that is my favorite stat as it, and I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but theoretically Call of the Week will work if you have cold damage on your bow. So yeah guys, that's my weapon guide for the demon hunter. If you guys have any questions or tips or anything like that, just comment below. I read every single comment, and like the video and subscribe if you're into this kind of shit. Cheers guys.